Are you videoing?
Fight for children! Fight for children!
Fight for children!
Fight for children!
Fight for children!
Fight for children!
Fight for children!
Fight for children!
Fight for children!
Fight for children!
Fight for children!
Fight for children!
Fight for children!
Fight for children!
Fight for children!
Fight for children!
Fight for children!
Fight for children!
Fight for children!
Fight for children!
Fight for children!
Fight for children!
Fight for children!
Fight for children!
Fight for children!
Fight for children!
Fight for children! We will not be silent. We will not be silent. Be the voice for the silent. Be the voice for the silent. Let their voice be heard. Be the voice for the silent. Save our children. 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 Be the voice for the voiceless. Be a voice for the voiceless. Be a voice for the voiceless. Save our children. 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 Be a voice for the voiceless. Woo!
Auction for the stage. We got the Sunset Restaurant, Eric's Gutters and Siding. We got Patch Ups. We got the Refuge at First Baptist Church, Lori's Lasting Creation, Markendale West, Kingdom Builders Construction, Unique Creations Hydrographics, Otter's Journey, and Bethany and Cheyenne from Spectrum Beauty. So if you have not gone and seen our booths and our vendors, please do. They have come and done it. If you enjoyed Alan, come get a CD from him. Come talk to him. He's a great guy. He's got to leave here in a minute, but we're grateful, brother. Thank you for your word. So we're just going to be doing some sponsor shout-outs throughout this time, just because without you guys, it couldn't have happened. But I want to take this time just for a second. I want to speak to you men, because one of my passions is really and truly, it's calling the men into true biblical masculinity, because our culture has this thing where we claim that masculinity is toxic, and it can be. But we're called to true biblical masculinity. And what I mean by that is being a man that's worth being a man about. And what I mean by that is being a man who stands up for those who are oppressed, being a man who stands up for those who are hurting, be a man that stands up for the children, be a man who stands up and is a safe person to come to. There's a project right now, it's one of the organizations we're involved with. It's called the Epic Project. And the whole purpose of that project is calling men up. Not calling you out, calling you up into something greater. And what I mean by that is this. Let's get real for a second. I know we got little ears here, but there's a reason why pornography, child pornography exists. It's demand. And the demand comes from men. Men, it's time for us to stand up and be men. It's time for us to stand up and be not like our father Adam, but like Jesus. And say, you know what? It's time for us to say no more to this. This is a line in the sand. I respect my wife. I respect my family. I respect my children too much for this to happen. All right? It's time for us as men to stand up and lead homes. It's time for us as men to stand up and take care of our children. It's time for us as men to be people that children can come to and say, hey, I need something, and answer that. I'm calling you men out, not out, up to something better. Because that's what we're all about, guys. So Is he here yet? Okay, so what we're going to do real quick is just the next little bit. We haven't had an opportunity to do this yet. If you have not taken the time to go and visit our booths, we're going to play some music, give you guys some time.
I think right now we'd like a shower. A little bit of cool weather would definitely be good. But like Blake said, my name is Andy Ledford. I am the CEO and founder of Operation Wolf Eyes. I operate here in Western North Carolina. Our primary goal right now is to bring awareness to human trafficking and labor trafficking here in the mountains. I know it's a shy subject a lot of people don't want to talk about. That's why we're bringing the awareness to this area about what is actually here. How I got involved, I did over 20 years in the Marine Corps. My last job in the Marine Corps was I did a job with the Border Patrol where we actually inserted cameras and sensors on state and federal properties. And we helped the Border Patrol actually stop human trafficking along with drugs and other items that were coming across. So that was my, thank you very much. That was my exposure to actual human trafficking at that time. My brother-in-law actually started a nonprofit in 2011 because his plan for me was to get out and actually do this out of Hawaii and focus on the Philippines, Thailand, and China, which at that time I had other thoughts and I wanted to be in my own bubble like a lot of people now want to be in their own bubble as well. So I stayed in California and started my own businesses there. And then about a year and a half ago, my mother called me up and asked me to come home, which I graduated from Pisgah High School in Haywood County. So I'm a local boy, just like everybody else here. And in April, I just happened to be in a grocery store where I seen the buzz, and I seen somebody just got arrested for human trafficking. And I'm like, wait a minute. We're in the mountains. That shouldn't be here. That's not a part of this. Started digging a little bit more and found some other stuff that I didn't want to find. And so I called some friends, reached out to SBI. SBI then laid it on me, the truth, that we are in the biggest hot spot of all of the East Coast. Right now, North Carolina is ranked 6th in human trafficking. Now, that was before COVID-19. Now that COVID-19's happened, they have a complete and open run from New York to Florida and from the coast to the west coast. It's very difficult for them to run the operations that they needed to run. But since we started in July and we started bringing awareness and we started posting on our pages, I don't know if a lot of people have started paying attention. 39 kids were just rescued out of Georgia.
Yeah.
The largest drug bust was just done in Gainesville. And a lot of people don't understand. The kids and the drugs go hand in hand. The trafficking is done by these girls and these kids to move dope around here in the mountains. So don't think it's just one or the other. They go hand in hand. And you've got to understand that. You may want to ignore human trafficking and focus on the drugs. But the drugs is right here with the human trafficking. So if you're going to fight one, you've got to fight both. Now, a lot of people don't want to talk about it. It's very easy to ignore your children and ignore everything around you. But the number one gateway right now to your kids is social media. Social media is the easiest way to groom your child. It's also the easiest way to not have to be a parent. And I'm saying this because you may be the best parent of all time. You give your kid everything that they possibly want because you're guilty for having to work too much. So you want to give that child something that you didn't have. But what you're doing is you're giving the tools and the weapon that the enemy needs to get into the life because you're not paying attention to those tools. The games, your iPhones, TikTok, Instagram, all of it right now is the gateway to reach your children. And you don't even know what's going on. I say this because, one, I posted on our Facebook page where a 10-year-old for right about 6 months had been groomed. And for 6 months, this 20-year-old was sending her messages. And then right whenever he was ready to pull the trigger, he told her, I will come to your house and pick you up. He shows up, she walks right out of her house, gets right in his car, and he drives right off with her. 10-year-old doing this. When the police broke into his house to arrest him, they were both in bed. And he admitted to all the sexual stuff that they had done. This is a 10-year-old child for 6 months being groomed through social media. Now, that's in Louisiana. That's how that state works, right? Elizabeth City just got a phone call from a father and an organization down there, 12-year-old being groomed for 3 months, walks right out of her house and runs away. And whenever that situation got under control and arrested, there was 4 individuals that were arrested, all charged. She is just now coming off suicide watch, and we have her being brought from Elizabeth City up to Asheville Academy for girls so she can start receiving treatment there. But for us to get involved, it was a two-way street. Our requirement was the father had to get counseling as well. Because if the child is going to get counseling to get better, what caused the situation where she would actually walk out of her house? She wasn't getting the attention she needed from somewhere. So now the father is also going to get it. So now it comes down to, well, what does this got to do with you? So what our plan is, in 3 weeks I have a meeting with the building owner for the building that we want. It's 12,000 square feet. Our goal is to actually have an inventory location. I have 2 other organizations getting ready. They have already got stockpiles of clothes to send to us. So anything that's domestic, anything that is human trafficking, we will have the clothes for a child or a woman. We'll also have toys that they can walk away and never turn around and look back. We will resupply and restock everything that they need. No questions asked. We have an organization called Together We Rise out of California. They have already told me, the moment you get your building, let us know. We'll send you a truckload of backpacks. And that's for the kids that we can hand to the moment. It's got a stuffed animal in it, change of underwear, all your bathroom supplies and everything like that. That child feels like he's got something that is his instantly, the moment that we help him. We're working right now with Shield, North Carolina, Project Fight. They are 2 of the largest organizations that are here in North Carolina. Amazing organizations. I highly recommend to go out there and look at them, like them on Facebook, get the information that they have, that they're going out. They have helped Operation Wolf Eyes across the board with everything that we're doing. We have other organizations, the organization that is running a cyber unit out of Arizona. Once we get our building, the plan is to bring them out and actually help us set up in a cyber unit that will also help find these people that are in this area that put out these ads and stuff like that. We also will have a classroom that we will have organizations coming in to have classes with people who want those classes. Kids who want to take classes on how to break restraints. Organization wants to come in and teach our kids this. Anything that you can imagine we want to bring awareness to, we're there. Our biggest goal is we want to have 50 staff members in about the next 5 to 10 years fighting this fight here in North Carolina. And that is our number one goal, is bringing awareness to this area and finding treatment and support for any victim and survivor who needs help. Because right now, no one wants to talk about it. It's here. There's 2 things that we're battling: fear and pride. The faster we get over those 2 things, the faster we can start people healing and understanding we have issues in our families and we have victims that need help. Until that time happens, we're not going to battle it and win. So that's the biggest thing. Today, you guys are actually being aware that there is a situation. Any other way, I don't know how else to battle it except for awareness right now. My booth is up here. Love to see anybody that wants to talk to me, give you some more ideas of some of the things we're doing. I'm not the kind of guy that likes to stick my hand out for donations. I got plenty of shirts if you want to buy something. I got mugs and everything else. Fire Team Designs have been doing our shirts. They are based out of New York. It's actually crazy because I put him in the Marine Corps. And he actually got out, started his company, and I told him what we were doing here today. In the mail, I got right at $2,000 worth of merchandise. No questions asked, he just sent it to me. And said, there, bring awareness to your area. And he's all about the fight as well. So if you can like him on Facebook, get the word out there about those guys. They're helping battle it from New York to be down here with us as well. Some of the other people, like I said, North Carolina Shield, or Shield North Carolina, Project Fight. But again, let me know if there's anything that you guys want to talk about, anything that you'd like to know about us. We'd love to talk to you. You can find us on Facebook right now. We do not have a website. We literally turned the light on at the end of July. And we have been fighting it non-stop since we turned the lights on. But again, come see me. I don't know where Blake's running around to right now. I think somebody's... Who needs to talk? You? I'm good. I told my spill. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for coming.